Last week in the world of Web3 and crypto was crazy. In just a few days, we saw over $17 million get stolen in hacks and exploits, and one popular coin lost almost 90% of its value, just like that. If you've got money in crypto, or you're just curious about what's really happening behind the scenes in Web3, this video will keep you updated. I'll break down everything that went wrong last week in simple terms, so you don't get caught off guard. Let's start with what happened to ZKsync. If you don't know, ZKsync is a project built on the Ethereum network. Its main goal is to help people send and receive crypto faster and cheaper by using something called Layer 2 technology. But here's the bad news. Last week, someone hacked into a private admin account that belonged to the ZKsync team. This admin account gave the hackers special access, almost like having the keys to a vault. Once inside, the hackers stole around $5 million worth of ZK tokens. These tokens were not being used by anyone. They were just left over from a past giveaway called an airdrop, so the hacker found them sitting there and took them. After the hack, the price of the ZK token fell by about 20%. That's a big drop. Most likely this happened because the hackers started selling off the stolen tokens, which caused people to panic and sell their own tokens too. This kind of situation shows us something important. When just one account has a lot of power, it can be very risky. If that account is hacked, it can hurt the entire project and everyone who owns the token. And remember, this isn't just about one project. Many Web3 platforms still have special admin accounts that control important parts of their system. If those accounts get hacked, it could lead to millions in losses, just like we saw here. The ZKsync team assured everyone that user funds were safe and that the core ZKsync system wasn't affected. They said the problem was limited to the airdrop contract and that they've taken steps to prevent this from happening again. They're also working with security experts and exchanges to investigate the hack and try to recover the stolen funds. A full report will be shared once the investigation is complete. Next up is a platform called KiloEx. This is a website where people can trade crypto futures, kind of like betting on whether the price of a coin will go up or down in the future. But last week, KiloEx was hacked, and the hackers stole around $7.5 million worth of crypto. How did it happen? Well, the hacker used a trick called an oracle manipulation attack. Let me explain that simply. KiloEx depends on price data from oracles, basically digital tools that tell the system the current price of crypto. The hackers somehow messed with this price data, feeding the system fake prices. That allowed them to trick the smart contracts into giving out money that didn't really belong to them. And this attack didn't just happen in one place, it affected multiple blockchains, including Ethereum's base network, BNB chain, and Tyco. So the damage was spread out, which made it even worse. After the attack, KiloEx had to pause all trading to figure out what went wrong. And here's where things get interesting. They didn't just sit back and accept the loss. Instead, they reached out to the hacker and offered to make a deal. They told the hacker, if you return 90% of the money, you can keep the rest, about $750,000, as a reward. This kind of deal is called a bug bounty, and it's becoming pretty common in Web3. Basically, projects try to talk to hackers and offer them a reward to get the money back instead of losing everything. And guess what? It actually worked. The hacker agreed, and just 4 days later, they returned 100% of the stolen crypto in 2 transactions. KiloEx confirmed they got all the money back and are now working with legal and cybersecurity experts to close the case. Honestly, this is rare. Most of the time, when money is stolen in crypto, it's gone forever. But in this case, offering a reward actually worked. It shows how important it is for DeFi platforms to have strong security and also smart response plans when things go wrong. All right, now let's talk about something really shocking. The token called Mantra, also known by its symbol $OM. Last week, its price crashed by about 90%. That means if you had $100,000 in OM tokens, it would have dropped to just $10,000 in a matter of hours. This sudden crash caused the total value of the project, the market cap, to fall by around $5 billion. That's a huge amount of money just disappearing. So what happened? Well, no one really knows for sure. Some people are saying it was a rug pull, which means the team, or early investors, might have sold all their tokens quickly, knowing it would make the price crash. That's basically like pulling the rug from under investors, leaving them with worthless tokens. Others believe it was a coordinated sell-off by big investors like Laser Digital, which added to the panic. But the Mantra team has spoken up about it. They said the crash happened because of forced liquidations from centralized exchanges like OKX. Liquidations are when traders who owe money on margin accounts are forced to sell their assets to cover their debts. Mantra's co-founder John Patrick Mullen explained that this happened during low liquidity hours, meaning there wasn't enough buying power to stop the crash. He also said that no major investors or the team themselves sold off their tokens during the crash. To make things right, Mantra has announced a burn program. This means they'll be removing some of the tokens from circulation to make the remaining tokens more valuable. By doing this, they hope to restore investor confidence and fix the tokenomics of the project. But even with all of this, there are still a lot of questions. Some people are not sure if Mantra's plan will work. Analysts say the token's crash was also caused by bad design choices, like too much centralization of tokens and an inflationary system that made the price unstable. Right now, Mantra is working hard to fix things. They're investigating what happened and trying to make their project better. But it's still a waiting game to see if they'll get their token back on track. So, that's your Web3 Weekly News Update. Over $17 million lost, a token crash, and more drama in just 1 week. What do you think? Should Web3 projects still be using these powerful admin accounts, or is it time to find a safer way? If a crypto platform got hacked like KiloEx, but handled it that well, would you still use it after, or would you walk away and never come back? And lastly, do you believe Mantra can fix things, or is it too late for them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you want to keep getting simple, real updates like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell. Stay smart, stay safe, and don't get scammed. See you next time.